Josh Padley, an unexpected challenger, will face the defending World Boxing Council (WBC) lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson in what looks to be an exciting fight. While Padley was not Stevenson's first opponent, his remarkable rise has captivated the boxing world. Shakur Stevenson, a three-weight world champion, was scheduled to meet Floyd Schofield, but a series of unfortunate events led to Padley being called to fight for the WBC lightweight title on only 4 days' notice. Padley, 29, is a part-time electrician from Yorkshire who suddenly rose to prominence in the boxing world after accepting a match against one of the sport's elite. He rose to prominence after defeating Mark Chamberlain, an undefeated fighter, on the undercard of a major boxing event at Wembley Stadium. This victory piqued the interest of Stevenson's promoter, Eddie Hearn, and following a series of hectic talks, Padley found himself preparing for the biggest fight of his career. This unexpected opportunity arose after Stevenson's intended opponent, Floyd Schofield, pulled out of the match just days before the scheduled date. Schofield was supposed to battle Stevenson, but due to a sickness and some controversy involving allegations of poisoning, he was dropped from the card. Stevenson's surprise withdrawal left him without an opponent, thus the search for a replacement began. Padley, who has an established world rating with the WBC, was pushed up as a last-minute opponent for the title bout. Padley's decision to accept the challenge demonstrates his determination and willingness to seize a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Padley was caught up in a logistical frenzy with only a few days to prepare. He needed to get the appropriate medical checkups, organize his weight and travel, and ensure that he could compete safely despite the short notice. He was informed of the possibility late in the evening and, by the next morning, had received approval from his squad to fight. Despite the hurdles, Padley is motivated by a desire to show himself on a global scale. Padley, who works part-time as an electrician, is no stranger to juggling his career and boxing. His focus, however, has always been on his boxing career, and his dedication to staying in shape year-round has allowed him to accept the challenge when it arose. Padley had maintained a decent fitness routine and sparred on a regular basis before his fight with Stevenson. He wasn't in full camp, but his preparedness enabled him to jump in when the time arose. Padley's short turnaround left him with little time to get into the routine of training camp. He needed to ensure he could safely make weight and be in fighting shape for the championship clash. The WBC asked Padley to have a check weight, which was a stressful process given the limited amount of time he had to prepare. When Padley landed in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia's capital, for the bout, he still needed to pass the weight check and have his medicals completed before he could officially compete. Padley's opponent, Shakur Stevenson, is widely recognized as one of the best fighters in the world, and the champion is under pressure to make the fight appear as a mismatch on paper. Stevenson, noted for his exceptional technique and understanding of the sport, is widely regarded as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters. He has previously demonstrated his prowess and dominance in the ring by winning world titles in several weight divisions, and he is now on a mission to add the WBC lightweight belt to his resume. Stevenson, who is only 27 years old, has faced enormous expectations since his debut. His skill set, particularly his ability to outbox opponents with his jab and footwork, has established him as one of boxing's brightest stars. His ability to adapt to varied opponents and conditions in the ring makes him nearly tough to beat. While many consider the bout versus Padley to be a big mismatch, it provides Stevenson with an opportunity to further confirm his spot among the top. Stevenson maintained his confidence leading up to the battle, but he did not underestimate his opponent. He had made it obvious that he would not underestimate Padley, despite the fact that he was a late substitute. Stevenson stated that regardless of who was placed in front of him, he was ready to demonstrate why he was the greatest in the division. Despite the hurdles that arose in the lead-up to the bout, including a last-minute change of opponents, Stevenson's focus and commitment remained unwavering. Padley's reputation as an underdog is an important factor in this encounter. Despite his scant experience at the highest level, Padley has never shied away from a challenge. He's been an underdog before, and in his battle with Mark Chamberlain, he surprised everyone by defeating the previously unbeaten fighter in a unanimous decision. That triumph helped him gain recognition and opened the door to this chance. Padley is now determined to prove his worth at the top level, despite the fact that few people believe he can beat someone of Stevenson's quality. Padley sees this conflict as a life-changing chance. If he defeats Stevenson, He will not only win the WBC lightweight title, but also solidify his place among the division's finest competitors. He recognizes the gravity of the opportunity and approaches the fight with enthusiasm and a determination to prove himself. He understands that the odds are stacked against him, but he refuses to allow that stop him from giving his all in the ring. He is focused on the task at hand and prepared to face the problem straight on. Stevenson sees the battle as another opportunity to prove that he is one of the top fighters in the world. He's faced multiple setbacks in his career, including injuries and fight cancellations, but his resolve remains unwavering. Now, with Padley in front of him, Stevenson has the opportunity to demonstrate to the world that he can overcome adversity and still dominate in the ring. He is aware of the pressure to make the fight appear simple, but he is prepared to provide a performance that will cement his position as one of the finest in boxing. Despite the late notice and hasty preparations, both fighters are motivated to take advantage of this opportunity. The fact that Padley is entering the ring with only a few days of preparation does not dampen the excitement around the battle. Fans are excited to watch how Padley does against one of the sport's greatest stars, and they're also curious to see if Stevenson can live up to the huge expectations placed on him. The context of the struggle is also important. The event is part of a huge boxing card in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, which is quickly becoming a hotspot for high-profile boxing matches. Other important championship fights top the card, with each having a high stakes. Padley sees this as an opportunity to demonstrate his abilities on a global scale, whereas Stevenson sees it as an opportunity to build on his reputation as a world champion. The build-up to the bout, including the controversy surrounding Schofield's withdrawal and last-minute talks to locate a new opponent, has added another dimension of intrigue to the event. The boxing industry is no stranger to last-minute alterations, but both competitors' rapid turnaround has only added to the hype surrounding the battle. Fans are excited to see how Stevenson does against Padley, and whether the underdog can pull off another stunning upset like he did against Mark Chamberlain. Finally, the fight is about more than the WBC lightweight title. It's about proving oneself in the ring, displaying skill, and demonstrating the passion and dedication required to compete at the greatest level. Padley sees this as his opportunity to prove that he belongs among the best. For Stevenson, it's another step toward cementing his reputation as one of the best fighters of his time. Regardless of the outcome, this battle will be regarded as a tribute to boxing's unpredictable character and both fighters' desire to face any challenge that comes their way.